Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the final day of our last day of 6 days FDP on FDP conducted by CSE Department, CMRTC. Today's session is on academic research and publication excellence, tools, writing and ethics. Will be delivered by Dr. B. Lakshmaya sir, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, CMR Technical Campus. I now warmly welcome Dr. B. Lakshmaya sir to handle the session. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning to all. This is Dr. Bhagam Lakshmaya, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, CMR Technical Campus. So today's our topic is academic research and publication excellence. So how we write the paper, because as a faculty, especially engineering or medical point of view, we write some papers. Means we gain some knowledge on new things. So these new knowledge when you gain, that is print or applicable to through papers only, because all organizations like NBA, NAC or NRF, like any, they are considered our work or our contributions through papers only. So already you know, in your MTech point of view, you write some papers or you submitted some papers. So while we are writing that the paper, then what are the stages are there? How we start? Because some members don't know, they are having some ideas, but they don't know how implement or how write that the paper. Where we start? So these things we discussed by today, and also we know nowadays everything AI. So while you write your paper, how we are using the tools. So especially we are using the term tool is indicating like a chat GPT, because everyone knows only that the tool. But apart from that, there are so many tools are there. We are using the tools, but not copy and paste. 100% we can use tools. There is no any problem. But while you search that the particular topic, then how we capture that the data, or how we are using that the data for our paper. So that is the reason here I will discuss about different types of tools, how we are using. And finally, we discussed about the ethics, because not only using the tools, also we follow some ethics. So that is the reason today's our topic is academic research and publication excellence, writing, tools and ethics. So before starting this, first of all, what is a research? Because we using the term, it has called research. Then what is a research? For example, while you are for example, you take it as one new subject this academic year, you refer a number of books, then you gain some knowledge. So here we are not using the term it as research. Please remember the difference between research knowledge, because here just you learn something, not research. Why you are using the term? For example, I am taking the subject like discrete mathematics. Till now I have not handled that one. So definitely I am referred so many books or sites or something, then I gain the knowledge. This knowledge is not called as a research. Why? Because that research is indicating we can find something that is not existing. Because if you refer to the books or website, that information already is there. Just you learn that one, not investigated or not finding new things. So that is the reason while you start your research is indicating you properly, systematically, you investigate something on your topic and find new things. That new things is called as research, because already searching is there. We are using the term research, means something is existed. By using that existing, you gain or discover new things, is always called as the research. Understand? So while you find something, then how you start? Because you're having the doubt, sir, I'm having so many ideas. These ideas, when you are having, then immediately you start literature. Means same ideas may be having, or some others may research on that. So that is the reason what they research under the topic, what they find, your idea and other authors what they existed, they search, both are matched or not. If both are matched, there is no any research. Why? Because what the idea you are having, same idea already implemented by or discovered by some X person. So no need to implement by you, there is no any use. So that is the reason whenever you start any research, first of all, you will find is there any related works done by others. If anyone not find your idea, but they are implemented their own ideas, but not exactly like you, then you will identify what the problems for developing by them. According to that, you will find all of the problems for existing. Now analyze that one. Then newly what you are implemented, this implementation may use that existing system. For that, again, you are apply some different methodologies. So you will discover the new things. That is simply definition of the research. So please observe here the systematic and organized effort to investigate a specific problem encountered in the work settings which needs its solution. So, for example, you are in one forest, assume like you don't know the destination. Then you are searching in different ways. Then you are find the solution, because you are not follow systematic manner. Please observe that the term systematic means you are follow rules and guidelines. So sometimes you are using the term blindly. If you are move blindly, then you are not find the destination. Then you plan accordingly. First you have to strategic plan you are have apply, then some methodologies you are apply, then you are apply some guidelines, like you are apply some components, some strategies, then only you reach the destination. So that is the reason while you reach or while you find some research, then there are two things are important. In that, first one is called as systematic manner, because without that systematic manner, the particular way of the proper way, if you are not follow, then definitely you are not reach the destination, or we are not searching the new things. Second one is, always when you research something, definitely you gain the new knowledge. These two things are very important while research any paper or any topic, any problem. Understand? So the two things are very, very important. One is systematic manner, another one is new knowledge. So now a research is a systematic process that creates new knowledge. So always follow the systematic manners only, systematic process only. So here I am given some examples. The systematic process, for example, believe something doesn't make the knowledge, because especially some organizations, in different organizations, especially some rumors are happen. Like this, some X is like this, some Y is like this, some Z is like this. Any organization. So what you are heard, that is always not true. Maybe sometimes. Same thing like what I just now mentioned it as, you are having the idea. That idea sometimes may not correct. So that's the reason later I will discuss about the ethics. Or else, what you have to find something, it may not be used to this society sometimes. Or what you discussed, or what you discovered, sometimes it may not be correct. So that is the reason, again, when you are follow the previous things, like what I mentioned here, it has systematic process. That is the reason I'm using the term so many times. If you are not follow that systematic process, 100% what you gain new knowledge, sometimes there is no use. Just now I told, when you are in forest and not proper systematic way, definitely you are not reach your destination. Means you follow the path, the way you find, then only you find out the solution. So that is the reason, don't blindly start your research. That is the meaning of that, the systematic process. Definitely is correct, but sometimes that is also not correct. So why you are using these two things? What you find, that will be helpful to the society. Very, very important, because whenever or whatever we find, we search, that is useful to the society, then only our research is good. Otherwise, there is no use of that one. Okay. So this is the things we follow. So simply please observe. Someone has an opposing belief. Who is right? Who is wrong? Same thing like, every day we observe in TVs, debates. Some X person is called as, yes, it is true, or it is correct. But Y person, it is wrong. They think like this. So maybe this is also. So that is the reason, while we start research, then first of all, we have to research on literature or the particular topic. Then we are having the idea, yes, this is the correct way to discover the new things. So, okay, so that's the reason I'm given like this, because always 100% very clear. In Telugu one సామెత is there. 10 మంది ఒక వేలో వెళ్ళారు అనుకోండి. So we believe that that is the correct. But one person is may oppose it, but he is the correct originally. అర్థమవుతుందండి? మనకి డిస్కషన్ జరిగేటప్పుడు చెప్తారండి, 10 మంది ఒకటి కరెక్ట్ అన్నారు అనుకోండి, ఆటోమేటిక్గా అది కరెక్ట్ కూడా. ఎందుకని 10 members సేమ్ called as this is the true, but one person he called as no, it is the wrong. Obviously we supporting to the 10%. So like this, when you start one new thing, first of all you believe which one is correct, which one is wrong. Once you find, then we are easily find out the new things or research. So finally, while you start your research, you must follow you have some strategic plan, then according to you plan that one, now implement methodology or your way some algorithms and follow some guidelines. So it's a defined a set of procedure or steps that is followed to achieve a objective in order to get reliable and valid results. If you are not having this strategic plan, then you are not discovering the new things. So there is no any idea. That is the reason, even though when you go to the class, before going to class, you are having an idea on your subject. You plan that one. Without plan, without strategic, directly you go and explain the concept. No, because even though if you are handled 2 to 3 times also, you will refer new things. For example, this time I am explaining using one example. Next time when I explain, then I may use another example. Why I am using the same example? Because this example, second example is maybe better than to first one sometimes, or it is easy to understand. So like this, you research is indicating you find something, that new thing you find especially. That is the reason you will plan accordingly. Okay. So I will explain, guys, no problem. With example, I'll explain. Yeah. So first one is strategic plan. Then second one is new knowledge. Please remember, while you write that the paper, in that paper there are called as the different types of papers are there. If your paper is like a review paper, you are not discover any new things. Please remember. Just for example, like 4 or 5 persons or authors previously, they refer your topic and they discover something. Just you review all these 4 or 5 members papers only. That is your new paper. So means some X is discover something, Y is discovered, he is using this type of the algorithm. You may get it as like this much of accuracy. Like this, you overview, given that the overview, that is the review paper. But while you discover new things, then that is not existed. Please remember. Understand? What you discover, that is not existed. So that is called as the new thing. Create knowledge that not even exist is called as new knowledge. So initially I explained, when you refer one nodes by using different websites or textbooks, that is not called as new knowledge. Of course, your point of view gain that the knowledge, but that is already existed. That is not called as new knowledge. Because while you research and find something that is not existed, understand my point? That is not existed. So then it is useful to this society. Same thing like when you find out like this, then you apply for the patents, then even you can use. That is called, because that is not existed. Newly you are discovering that one. That is the reason you are apply for the patent. Then you gain the patents. Okay, that is secondary wise. So that is the reason so many times HODs are also mentioned while given that the topic to the students or select any titles from the students. Mostly it is not existed. Then what happened? When they are choosing that type of the projects, then once completion of their project, then it is published as the paper, then apply for the patents. Because there is a new things now. So that is not existed. That is the reason now the papers we apply for the patents and we get the patents. So always we are given to the problems given to the students like that only. The particular thing that is not existed. Please plan at least 4th year projects. Maybe second year and third year, you may given like this the review papers like this. But 4th year point of view, you may given like new things. Then it is more useful. Not only publish the paper, also get the patents. Maybe fundings also. Sometimes, yes, we are discovering this one. This is not newly existed. So it is useful for the society. Please provide there some fund. Then we develop the application. So like more useful are there. Yeah, what I mentioned here. You are in the forest, there are different ways are there. Now which one you choose? If you choose the correct way, then you reach the destination. Otherwise, again you are moving surroundings only. So that is the reason always you plan in a systematic way and get apply some methodologies and get the new knowledge. So that methodology is also very, very important, because nowadays, suppose we know we are not develop any algorithms. Yes or no? But what the existing algorithms are there, you may combine 2 or 3 algorithms, then you apply. Then you may get it as different results. That is, maybe accuracy is increased or the results in different way, then it is also accepted. Or else, yesterday I think Surendra sir mentioned, you take the algorithms, then you will start or implement new algorithm by using combining 2 to 3 algorithms, then you get it as the new algorithm. That is also accepted. Okay, because we are having like this, for example, machine learning, we are having SVM. Assume like this. That is the first algorithm. Assume. Then later they are given like this decision making. They are given random forest. Like how they are given like this. Whenever they are implementing one algorithm, they are getting some this much of the accuracy. Then start new algorithm. Then we may get it as more accuracy. Like this, we are implementing new algorithms also. There is also one discover and research. Okay, so thought newly, always you thought newly is simply called as like a research. Okay, so why research excellence matters? Because why you have to research, especially academic point of view, this is rankings point of view, NRF ranking, NBA or NAC or funding, patents, citations and social impacts. Originally, this is the academic point of view, not generally. So academic point of view, where these researches are useful for find out the rankings, means NRF ranking, or else funding, you may get it as the funding based on your research, or patents, what just I know, I mentioned. So like this, these point of view, these are very useful to you. So we are having like the doubts or research, how many types are there? There are different types of research are there. Based on your problem, based on your methodology, you may apply any one of, not for all. Basic research, applied research, qualitative, quantitative, experimental, like different types of research are there. This is only for your idea purpose only, because there is no exactly you are using this this research only, because originally we are not using, especially we are using these two. One is quantitative, another one is qualitative. What is meant by quantitative? Means whenever you apply in your problem or in your methodology, apply any measurements. You may apply and get the result like this graphs or accuracy. Then it is simply called as the quantitative. And another one is called as the qualitative. The qualitative is indicating based on the experiment, non-numerical. The simply some members, some senior faculty and junior faculty sit one place and discuss, and you are having one idea. So in that place, you are not apply any measurements, any numerical values. Based on your experiments, experience, you are discussing one thing and you put as given like one idea, new idea. That is simply called as qualitative. So like this, different types are there. So these are not need for those, just your idea purpose only. Yeah. The research metrics, these are very, very important. There are the 2 types. One is author metrics, another one is journal metrics. What is called a journal metrics? So whenever the particular journal, what the impact factor of the journal? Because the impact factor is high, it is high quality paper, quality journal. Means while we publish one paper in the high impact factor journals, then our paper is also quality. Because when you are observing like this scopus, there are 4 categories are there: quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, and quartile. Quartile 1 is indicating top 25% of the papers is put in the quartile 1. So what's the meaning of that? Whenever we publishing one paper, that paper, how much of quality is there? Based on the quality, the appropriate journals may accept your paper. Your paper is not having that much of the quality. For example, IEEE access is there. We know all. That is the Q1 journal. So you upload in IEEE access for your publication point of view. They may check how much of quality is there in your paper. If there is no that much of quality, simply they reject it. So that is the reason the quality impact factor is very important while you publish. If you publish one paper with high impact factor journal, then obviously your paper is having more quality and the paper may cite by others. Okay. So second one is SNIP. This is also same thing like SJR. So SCI ranking journal. So this SAR journal rankings is simply called as, they are given like what I mentioned like this, the Q1, Q2 like this. They are having like some categories. So some rankings. Same thing like this NSIP. This is originally having like this top 10 papers only it is considered. For example, if you publish 25 papers, in these 25 papers, or the top 10 citations having by the paper, that is indicated by the SNIP. So when you consider like these journals, when you are open that one, then they are clearly mentioned. For example, 100 papers are published in the journal. In that 100 papers, maybe 70% are the similarity. Or the meaning of that, remaining 30 papers are the interdisciplinary. So like this, when you are upload any papers, that papers are based on the journal metrics. We are follow that journal metrics. Don't blindly publish in any particular of the journals. There is no any problem. It may be having like this Q4 at least. Journal is indicating again having like this 4 categories, under 4 categories only, maybe Q1, Q2, Q3 or Q4. But if you publish your paper blindly in a Q4 journal, assume like this. Later, after 2 or 3 years, that journal may be discontinued from the scopus. Then there is no use of your paper. Please observe. Why? Because your paper is low quality. So that is the reason you upload or you publish within the journal, but the journal is not maintained any quality papers. That is the reason the scopus, they were deleted from the scopus database for the journal. Then later, any others, they for citation point of view or reference point of view or something like our JNT point of view, they refer your paper that is discontinued. At the time, publication point of view, at the time, it is in the scopus, but later they were discontinued. Obviously, your paper is not quality. They are not considered your paper. That is the reason we are follow the journal metrics. Then same thing like author metrics. So when you are publishing your papers, for example, I am publishing 10 papers. In these 10 papers, how many papers are used by others as a reference? That is, you are using the term as the citation. Our paper is cited by other persons. Because while you write the paper, already I mentioned, you referred existing authors' papers. So that is called as the reference. So our paper, they are using as a reference paper, and that is indication of the citation. So if our paper is not quality, what I mentioned like this, and it is discontinued from the journals, then no one is used your paper as the reference. Then your paper citation is 0. Understand my point? So that is the reason always you write quality papers and publish in the quality journals only. Okay, so that is the important thing. And H index, that is very, very important for every author. What I mentioned like this, I am having like this the 10 papers. In the 10 papers, my index is assumed like this, my index is 5. What the meaning of that? Each paper is cited by 5 authors. Understand? For example, one paper cited by 20, citation is 20. Another paper is having only 2. Then total 10 papers, my H index is only 2, because 2 papers are 2 and above authors are cited. So that is the reason. How we are getting this H index? Just now I mentioned, whenever you publish quality papers and the papers are cited by other authors, then automatically our H index is increased. Okay, got my point? And I-10 index, just mentioned same thing like H index, but I-10 index is indicating what are the papers we are having in the top 10 citations they considered. For example, same thing like 25 papers I'm having 10 citations, in the H index is 10, then it is considered like this I-10. For example, my H index is 15, but they consider like this I-10 indexes only, or the index I'm having, papers are having, these they are considered. So that is the reason while you publish the papers, you majorly consider 2 things. One is personal profile. Simply we are using the term personal profile is increased. At the same time, that papers are published in the quality journals. That 2 are very, very important. Okay. So you may require like this. How you find Scopus journals? Yeah, please observe. Yeah, please observe. If you search your own papers also, simply click on author search. In that, you will give your details with affiliation or without affiliation also it is displayed. So then automatically your Scopus papers are displayed here. So in that case, your own papers or college published papers or some other referred over papers, whatever, all your name papers which are displayed, you are given like this. Then if you are given affiliation, only within that affiliation what the papers are there. If not, just simply given like this your name, then also search, then it is display different names related to that, then click on that. This is your personal Scopus database, and please observe this is your Scopus ID, this is your Scopus ID, and this is ORCID ID. So this is the total papers, and out of 30 documents, how many papers are cited? 70. Means one is high and one is low like this, and H index is 5. Is indicating out of 30 papers, 5 papers are cited by 5 and above. Please observe. Not all 30 papers are cited. One is 0, one is 20, one is 5, like this. Only 5 papers are cited by 5 and above. Understand the meaning? So like this you will search your details. And sources, please observe, this is Scopus database. These are the different journals, their site score, highest score. So please observe their percentile 99%. So like this, so many are there. Please in the down also what I mentioned like this, first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, fourth quartile. So out of these papers, in the top 25% papers which are put inside the first quarter. 26% to 50, that is second. Same thing like 75 to 100, that papers are put inside the quarter 4. That is the reason I mentioned. So 75 to 100 is indicating there is a quality you consider like this. First 25 is called as high quality. So last 25 is considered low quality. That is the reason sometimes the journal discontinued. Okay. So like this, if you click on that first quarter, then apply, then only first quarter papers it is showing. Okay, like this. Or even though display only open access journals. Sir, open access papers, they are not take any publication fee, but publication charges they are taking. And especially the meaning of open access is indicating while you given that the title, then the paper is downloaded. So what are the papers which are downloaded is called as the open access. That paper is not downloaded, it is called as the paid journal. The simple you are observed. For example, if IEEE paper you published, then you are given like title and your author names, that paper is not downloaded. Why? Because it is the paid journals. But some journals are there, directly your paper is downloaded, they are not charged any amount for publication, only publication process charges they are taken, article processing. Okay, so which are called as the open access journals. Like this you will find. Yeah, already I mentioned it as quantitative, qualitative, and mixed journals are there. What is called as quantitative, it is having some measures like tables or graphs or something. Then qualitative, already clearly mentioned, only based on your experience, your understandings, you develop papers are called as qualitative. Yeah. Then how to identify research problems? Now we start to write the paper. Then how can we find that the research problem? So these research problems we find research gaps or industry challenges or social needs. Because in industry point of view, so many problems are there. Then means they need some solutions. So based on that, we will take that one and we develop that the new one. Are called as industry social point of view, having any needs and research gaps. This research gaps originally nowadays we are following because we are not take any problems from the industry. Very few are the problems faced by the society, but only especially academic point of view. Generally, they are developing so many, they get the funds or patents so many, but academic point of view, especially what are the papers we published now, is based on the research gaps. What is the meaning of that? Just now I mentioned, I am developing one new paper. The particular topic is cyber security. Then I referred 20 to 30 papers. Then these 20 to 30 papers authors, what the algorithms or methodologies they were using, what they find, is there any drawbacks are there? I mentioned all this is called as the research gaps. Then according to that problems or their drawbacks, their research gaps, now I am developing the new solution. So originally the academics are simply called as like a faculty's point of view, we develop the papers like this. So we are identifying the problems in different areas. I will show that the areas also, that is called as the sources of research ideas. So just I mentioned it as journals or conferences, patents, grants, industry, like this in different areas are there. So our existing theories, what I mentioned, like literature theory, are called as consultancies based on the experience, qualitative and current and future trends, existing literature, social issues, brainstorms and ideas from workshops or seminars. There are different ways are there to get the problem. Okay, sir, I'm so much of interest to read the paper, but I'm not having any problem. Then you search these things. Then you get the problem. Then literature review. This is very important for us, because any idea you may implement, first of all, you start your work from literature review only. Even though when you start your paper writing, don't write directly title. Sir, I'm thinking like this, hybrid deep learning model for cyber security. This is my title. No, the title is final. Once your entire paper is completed, now according to your problem and the solutions, now you mention it as the title. First you start the literature survey or literature review. So when you start your literature review, already you are having the problem. Once you are having the problem, then select the topic. The problem is cyber security or cyber attacks is your problem. In that, you have to choose what you find. You may find anomaly detections or intrusion detections or botnets. So you choose it as the particular topic, because cyber security is not only the small concept. Understand? Internal it may have so many things are there. So that is the reason what is the topic you choose. Once you choose that the topic, then start search the literature. The literature is indicating you will refer the existing problems. How we find that the existing problems? Based on the existing authors solutions. Please observe, this is your current problem, but the current problem is received from existing solutions. Some person is there, he wrote already paper, he may implement some algorithm and he get that result also. In that result point of view, some drawback is there. That is your problem. Same Y person, what the solution given to you and what the problem is there. Like this, that solutions you captured it as the problem, your problem. Based on now your problem, now you get the solution. Okay. So once you reach search the literature, then develop the argument. Now refer all that one. Now you concluded that what you find, because till now you are not having any idea to solution, just you are having the problem only. Based on the literature survey, now you considered, yes, this is my solution. Okay. Now survey the literature, critique the literature, then start review. This is the process for the literature survey. So that is the reason even your MTech point of view also, they asked where is your literature. While you develop one project, then first you will refer to the literature only. So that is more important for any development paper. Please remember, any paper you are writing, research paper, first point is literature review only. Then when you refer these literature, where is the database? Where I find these literature papers? Then there are huge amount of databases are there for literature. You may use Google Scholar, Scopus, Web of Science, Sudganga, ResearchGate, and so on, so on, so on. So you will observe Research Scholar. Then simply search for the particular title. Yeah, please observe. Different cybersecurity related papers which are displayed. Or ResearchGate is there. Or Scopus, just now I show. Or Web of Science. Like so many databases are there to find the papers. Next, research mapping tools. This is very, very important. Now, while you start your literature, then what are the tools we are using? Because while you refer these literatures, you need references also. So that is the reason you are using different tools. In that, you may using litmaps, or research rabbit, or correct papers, or something. You have to show that also. Please observe. Just simply given like this, any keywords or DOI or something. Yeah, please observe. Same thing like Google Scholar, what we referred. Same thing like it will be displayed so many titles. So if you need PDF for this title, then click on that one. Then you refer that the paper, entire paper. So like this is the one type of the tool called connected papers or research rabbit. So many are there. You may use that tool. There is no any problem. Because this is the literature point of view, just you cite your papers. So that is the reason there is no any plagiarism or AI detect. So directly you are using. Okay. So like this, so many tools are there. Research Poll, Litmaps, connected papers, answer this, semantic scholar, PubMed, so many tools are there. You may using any. So here categorized categories also there. For only literature review point of view, you are using these tools, or data analysis point of view, or research presentations, paper writing, paper poll, Grammarly, Overleaf. So many are there. So according to your part, you may literature survey point of view, you may using first one. Yes, now you are writing there the paper, then you are using like paper poll or Jenny. So many you are using, but most of them are paid again. Paid. Paper poll also paid. For month or yearly, that is your wish. You'll pay some amount. It may be having like this 10,000 plus are there, but your entire paper is written by that only. There is no any problem. Even though if it is paid, then called as it write there the paper, it given like plagiarism is 0 or below 10, and AI report is also 0. So it is not detected by any plagiarism tools, but some amount you may pay. So that is the important. You are using like the tools, paper ball. Jenny. Now you start writing. It's free, not free, just showing like that. But yeah, once you are get some content, then automatically it's ask the data amount. Yeah, like this. If you pay, then automatically everything it is written. No problem. So wait. Okay, I will show that the tool, another tool also. Directly you are writing that the code, no problem. Yeah, these are the reference manager that is more important for us because, for example, for cyber security point of view, I referred one paper where I store that one. The entire paper not storing, or even if you are create one folder, you will put in that only. Then later, what the references point of view you are using at the papers, the order. So this is more burden while writing that the paper. Instead of that, again you are using Mendeley or Jotero. These tools, if you are using, then simply clicking on that, then the entire reference that the paper it will be display for you. When you are clicking on the paper, then automatically it is act like a reference in your paper. So like this, you are using these tools for references. For example, when I'm preparing like this, the outline, later I'm removing one reference. Then what happened? That reference I'm removed, at the same time citation also removed. Because every reference it is having the citation. Understand? For example, I'm using like this. The citations is indicating I'm using like this. Then you are easily understand. For example, this is my paper. Assume like this. Yeah, please observe. I'm clicking on the site, Chicago. We are using. Please observe. This is my reference. Assume like this. This is the reference I am using. Means for this paper, I am using as a reference. Now I am writing about this paper. This is called as citation. In my paper, I am placed here. Or I am showing real-time paper. Yeah, please observe. So these references means these papers I referred while writing this paper. Understand? So these are called as the references. So for example, pathogen infection, something is there. So this paper, while I am preparing literature review, already I told, while you start your paper writing, our first task is literature review. In that case, I am referred this paper. So when I am referred this paper, then I am mentioned this is the this citation I am taking. Later time, for example, I am removing that one. Once I am putting this one, if you are using Mendeley or Jetero, then advantage what I mentioned like this, then automatically the first one is there, this citation. Yeah, please observe literature review. In that, the first citation means based on that reference paper, I am collecting the data from that paper is this one. That first one is offered a study that preliminarily concentrated on the early detection of something. So this matter I'm getting. So what happened? Every time you refer that one paper, you take there the reference, you take there the citation. Like this, every time you manually have take there the data. Instead of that, if you are using Mendeley or Jetero, this Mendeley or Jetero, then automatically you get the data. Yeah, please observe guys. These are the papers I'm using like a site. So for example, when I'm clicking on the one paper, then automatically it move to there and it will be open the entire abstract and the details. So this is the one way directly you are using the appropriate tool like Mendeley. Other one is there. This is originally happened, but in my system it is not happened. Yeah, please observe Jotero. So when I referred one particular paper by using this one, then automatically the reference, what the reference I'm using, then immediately that site, it will be site in that the particular appropriate place. If we remove, for example, I'm removing the one reference, site also it is removed. That's the advantage, because sometimes we forget to remove the site, or if you remove the citation but not remove the reference, some problem is happened. So that is the reason, if you are using like this Jotaro or Mendeley, it will be added automatically and removed automatically. And another thing is, if you are using these things, this is like a library. Later, for example, this paper you completed, later if you refer other paper, same related to same topic, then again, what the previous references are there, directly it will be having like one library, you are using that one. Again, you are not referred, open the Google and search there the same. So these tools we are using like references point of view. So there is a reason which are called as the reference managers, Jotaro and Mendel. You are using these. Now, academic writing overflow. Now come to the how we are writing the paper. First, rough outline. So this is very important, guys, because when you are opening the paper, you are having the doubt, sir, that paper may have like this 8 to 10 papers, 10 pages are there. The entire paper, when I'm read that one, when I find out that the points, very clear. Any paper, if you are observed, in that abstract is there. This is the one part of the paper. If you read that the entire abstract, that is having by methodology, result, introduction, conclusion, entire which are put inside the abstract. So if you read that one, you are having an idea. No need to read the entire paper. Okay. So like this, first of all, you refer all the papers. Just you read that the entire papers and put in that one particular place, paper one, for the abstract and what you find, for the algorithms they are using, what the result they get, and what the problem is there. Then move to the other paper. Like this, you take it as the rough outline. Then evidence for that outline. For example, some X person, they are using some data set and is getting that the output. Now we are taking that one. Okay. Then now what you are take that the entire outline. Now you will refer all these things, because we find that the solution based on the existing problems, or you get that the problem based on the existing solutions. For that purpose, scan. Now detailed outline. Now you'll having like this. I have to show that one. Yeah, observe this one. So cyber security point of view, for example, I am referred that the papers. Assume like this, I am referred only 4 papers. Then I am taking the titles, who is the author, what the journals they are using for publishing. So I need these things especially. Yeah. Adversarial learning feature extraction. He was applied. The methodology is adversarial learning. So in this adversarial learning, what the key points is finding enhanced robustness against cyber attacks. This is solution. But what's the problem? The problem I find out lacks explainability mechanism. There is no explainability for that paper. Now, when I am developing one new paper, I am writing new paper. What is my solution? In that, I am adding explainability. Understand? So this is the worry of the outline. First of all, first paper you are taking, you are mentioned like this. Second paper you referred. When you referred all the papers, then what are the common drawbacks are there? Finally, you will take the one overview. This is the detailed overview. So once you get the detailed overview, then you refine it, then apply your algorithms, then write the paper. This is the way to write the paper. Then definitely your paper is quality and you publish in quality journals also. So same thing like this is the another way. Same what I mentioned like this. There are different databases are there for literature review point of view. Then you are using apply the JETRO or mainly. Then you will take the again overview your outlines. So when you get the outline, then collect the data because here you are using so many papers point of view. While you are implementing, you are using any one of the data set. So once you get the data set, then refine it, pre-processing techniques, feature extractions you are apply, then you will write the paper. These are the things we are observed. And any paper you are writing, that paper must contain these things. Please find. Any paper, the paper is having like title, abstract, introduction, methodology, results, discussion, conclusion, and reference. This is the way to write the paper. So in that, don't think like this, sir. In that first one is the title. So I'm start my paper with title. No, already clearly mentioned. This is the last. First of all, you will apply here. Introduction point of view, literature survey is also in the part. Then you start the literature survey. Then apply some methodologies. Based on the methodologies, you will get the result and discussion. Once these things are completed, then obviously you will use some references. So this is completed. Now based on these things, now write abstract because already clearly mentioned the abstract is having background, introduction, methodology, result, conclusion. These are all here put inside the abstract. Once abstract is also final, then based on this abstract, now you put it as the title. This is the way we are writing the papers, any paper. So same thing like what I mentioned. Now, how we select the title? Don't blindly write it as there's the title. When I'm reading the title, I know what is there inside that. Understand? So means the title is very clear, understandable for the audience, not only us. Audience is indicating those who are reading the title, they are identified inside the paper what you applied. So that is the reason it may have like this 10 to 5 to 10 words, the combination of 10 to 5 to 10 words, and it is a very clear and concise. When you read, then you easily understand. Again, refer in the Google for the meaning of that word. What is the meaning of that word? Then there is no use of that. Okay. So write it as very clearly. Then I mentioned very clear, and this is very important. While you are writing the abstract, first of all you are writing the background. Means simply called as what is the problem statement is there. So according to the problem statement you are writing, then what is the objective is there. Your objective is simply called as like a novelty, clearly mentioned, low quality. Simply just now I am using the low quality paper. Means high quality is indicating your objective. This is important. When it is having the novelty is high, then your paper is quality. Because what is the meaning of high quality? What's the meaning of that? Means you find new thing. Low quality is there, means already someone is there. You may add one or two features or else simply you will mix it. Then this is my new paper. No, because that is already discovered by some other person. Just you have to mix it and you are write the paper. There is no any quality. So that is the reason sometimes you apply for any publication point of view, you get your paper is rejected, then they are clearly write it low quality or there is no novelty. They are writing that at the top. The meaning of that, you are not newly implemented. Someone is implemented, just you are using that one only. But newly you are not discovering anything. So that is the reason your objective is very important. Your objective is high, then definitely your paper is quality. Then apply what are the methodologies you are apply. Based on the methodologies, what is the result you are getting, then what you conclude. These are all you are put inside the abstract, because the reviewers mainly refer this abstract, or else any other authors also. Just now I told, when you refer for the literature review also, you are not read the entire paper, just read this the abstract, then it is having methodology is there, result is there, then what the problem statement is there, everything is there. So that is the reason we are easily understand that one. So please write your paper like that only. And introduction, how you are writing the introduction, because while you start your paper, first you write the introduction followed by literature survey. So how you are writing the introduction? First of all, you are having the idea. So what is the gap between existing and new? That is, you are clearly right. Okay. So that is the reason identity, the knowledge gap. What is the existing is there. When you are applying or writing new research, how it will be fulfill the gap. So that is second one is why it needs to be filled. Same thing like the cyber security point of view, there are so many papers are there, anomaly detections or intrusion detections. But newly you are writing new research paper. Then again, what you find? Again, you find anomaly detection or intrusion detection. Is there any difference between existing paper and our paper? No. Means when you write newly, what the need to write your paper? Means what the need of your paper simply. That is the second one. Once you are identified, then summarize how this study attempts to fill that gap. Then what you mentioned, even though so many anomaly or intrusion detection papers are there, then also my paper or my research is useful to the society to detect zero attacks. Because anomaly detection or intrusion detection systems which are known attacks only, then automatically what is the known, then it is identified. If it is unknown, some ex-person, author, hacker, he modifies the network packet, then how can I know? If it is already same happened previously, it is identified, but it is not known. That type of attacks also identified by my paper. Like this, you will clearly mention what is the need of your research. Yes, like this it is happened. Then how you apply means how you implement. That is, so these things you are put inside the introduction. What is the gap is there? What is the need to fill your research? How you feel that? Both you will mention. Sir, I am find out this problem, sir. Zero attacks also. Okay, happy. Then how you implement that one? That is also we implemented in the introduction part. Okay. So simply what I already mentioned it as, what is known means background or simply called as existing, like this. Then what is unknown? Your new research you are writing. Once you given that the new research, then how and why should you fill that the gap? How you will fill that one? Why? Because my research is useful to find out the zero attacks also. Okay. Then how you fill that? Why you fill that? You will explain. Then how you fill that? I'm using this type of the algorithm. So this algorithm is useful, this one. Then automatically it is identifying like this. Then you will explain that the implementation. So literature survey already explained. And methodology section. This one is whenever you fill that the gap, then how you fill that the gap? What are the methods or implementation you are using? Which type of implementation you are using? Simply our CSE point of view, you are using the different types of the algorithms. So based on the algorithms, then how it will be working. But this is very, very important part of the paper. Why? While you start the implementation, first of all, You will collect the data, pre-process the data, extract the data, then apply some algorithms, then only you will get the appropriate result. So that is the reason in this case the choosing of the algorithm is very important. The choosing of the data set, choosing of the algorithm, these two are very very important, because so many persons, the existing authors, they were using different types of the algorithms. We are not using the same. If you are using the same, then you may combine 2 or 3 algorithms. Otherwise, you may get also same result. And sometimes you may using the different data set. The data set may have less number of the parameters. Then again, you are having the less accuracy. So you are using huge amount of data sets. So that is the reason the whole and soul, the entire paper, this is the main part. Please observe, because based on this methodology, you will get the result. So result, you are interpreting the and explain. Then you are given that the hypothesis also, because the results, based on this results, you explain, and you are take the some diagrams or tables, comparison tables. The existing person is using this algorithm, you may get this much of accuracy. I am using this algorithm, I am getting this much of accuracy, like comparison tables, and the results we have to show. So but this is also based on the methodology only. Then finally conclusion. This is very very important, because when you conclude your paper, yes, I am using this algorithm, I am getting this output, it is enough. And also mostly, what are the limitations of your paper? Again, till now some expression limitations we are developed, yes or no? Our literature, what is our literature? Some expression is developed already, but is having some drawback, is not implementing this one. That is the research gap. Now in your paper also, what you mentioned, yes, I am using this algorithm, I am getting this output, this is the best compared with existing. But what is drawback of your paper? That is also you clearly mention. Once you clearly mention that the drawback, in future this may also implemented. Then later time some experts again, they were using our paper as reference and is fulfill our limitation or our gap. Okay, so that is you are mentioned in that future scope also, not only concluded, because sometimes sir there is no any conclusion future scope, only I am having that the conclusion. No, 100% we are also having some limitation. C is simply called as the future scope. The limitation is indicating some drawback is also, it is also implemented in future. Okay, that is the thing. Yeah, coming to the tools, this is how we are writing the paper, research paper. Now while you are writing the research paper, then what are the tools we are using? Okay, there are so many tools are there, so there is no any problem, already clearly mentioned. You are using any tools, because nowadays we are using especially chat gpt. Yes or no? Anything you are given, it will be given as a little different patterns. But don't directly copy and paste. Don't directly copy and paste is indicating, again, sir, I opened that the chat GPT, I opened that the word, and I am typing that one. No, that is also called as AI plagiarism or AI report. Because what is there, you are writing that one. Okay. Or some members are using paraphrase tools like a killbot. You know killbot? No. This is a very best tool for writing. But again, so this is up to last 5 years. It is very useful, but not now, very clear. This is my abstract. Now same type of implementation I am implementing in that. Then paraphrase. Again, this is everything is all tools are nowadays paid only. So yeah, please observe. Same meaning with different words. So originally the plagiarism point of view, it is searching continuous three words. If the continuation three words are same, then automatically it is identified, it is the plagiarized. So that is the reason some words it is changed and given that almost same meaning. So last 5 years back, mostly we are using this type of the tools. There is no any problem to develop the papers because at that time there is no AI tool. Means especially AI reports point of view. Plagiarism point of view, there is no any problem if it is changed like this. There is no any plagiarism. But now AI report, that is very important. Even if you are using this type of the paraphrase tools, it is identified. So that is the reason whatever the content is there, the content is rewrite with your own words. Then only it is not identified it as the AI. Because humanized, no problem. Then when you are given like this content to the another tool, then it is showing like this. Yes, this is AI with humanized, or else AI report is 50%, humanized is 30%. Like this, it is categorized also. So that is the reason any paper if you are writing by using any tools, no problem. But your understanding point of view, you are using the tools. But finally, you are writing your own words only. For example, if you are using paraphrase and you are getting as this is the content. Now you take this content and again you start your own. Understand? Then there is no any problem. But if you are copy and paste directly this content, then 100% you are getting it as AI. Because plagiarism you may get it as like below 10% it is accepted, but AI report is you get 0, not 1%, 2% is also it is not accepted. Always AI report is 0. So then what is the use of this tools is you are easily understand. So previously how to show that the literature review. Yes, you will refer that the papers. Yes, there is no any problem. But once you cite that one, then what the content, citation content is there, that citation contents you are writing your own words only. Any paper you are writing. But very clear, you are using what you call as conference papers and journal papers. Of course, again in journal essay papers also again different. At least you are discussing about the conference paper and journal paper. Conference paper, you may have some low quality also they accepted. But journal paper always high quality by using high words. The term is using it as high words. Means simple words they are not considered. Because generally what the words we are using, that words we are using for writing the content also. If you are using the words, conference papers it is accepted, but journal papers are not. In that case, definitely you are using the some high words only. Please remember. Because compared with the conferences, always journals are having high impact for our profile point of view or institution point of view also. But MOD is also same thing like, okay. Yeah, journal selection strategy already I clearly mentioned initially. So first of all, you will check that the impact factor of the journal or the index of the journal and turnaround time for review. Because for example, sir, Lakshman sir, given that the session on that I clearly mentioned high quality paper. Yes. So that is the reason I am put my paper in one particular journal. For acceptance point of view, it take 1 year time. Assume like this. Then publication time, again another 1 year. Then 2 years time. So we are waiting up to 2 years. Unfortunately, assume like this. Unfortunately, after 1 year, they reviewed our paper. What the content or what the plagiarism you are getting, after 1 year, definitely it is matched because new content is every day huge amount of the data is enter into the old. That is the reason. Again, plagiarism we have. Again, refer the paper. Again, you get the like this. You find out the turnaround time for review. That is also. అట్లా అని చెప్పి మనకు మెయిల్స్ వస్తాయండి డైలీ. యూ చెక్ దట్ ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఇన్ స్పామ్. you'll observe within 1 week acceptance, within 10 days paper published. That is fake journals. Please don't believe that type of the journals. Okay, you'll check that the journals inside the Scopus database or Web of Science, and at least preferred Q3 or Q2, because Q1 is high 100%. Of course, I'm not denying you, but it is more difficult. But Q3 is better than. But Q4 don't refer, because if you refer that one, we don't know when it will be discontinued. If it is discontinued, 100% our paper is invalid, because even Q4 paper, for example, when we pay 50,000 or 60,000, okay, our paper is published, but later it is discontinued. Our 50,000 is lost 100%. Sir, on that day it is in database, sir. That is the reason I published it, sir. Why you are not considered? Means they are not considered. Your paper is in not quality. That's the reason you published in that. That will be removed. So that is the reason. Please check that one. Okay. So these are the things we are observed while you select the appropriate journals. So quartiles, side scores, SJR, impact factor already initially explained in the class, and plagiarism and similarity. So we are using Turnitin plagiarism or authenticate. The two we are using. Okay. So these are the different types of plagiarisms again. So recently I explained like this paraphrasing plagiarism or global plagiarism, verbatim plagiarism. So different types of plagiarisms are there. So you are using, especially so plagiarism X is there. Different tools are there again, plagiarism point of view, but Scopus point of view, they are considered Turnitin only. So means while you are writing the paper, already I clearly mentioned, you are having like some outline is there, or for example you are writing introduction is there. That introduction you will check normal plagiarisms, then how much of plagiarism is there. According to that you will modify, then move to the other part. So like this, every part you will check individually by using normal plagiarism tools. Final paper once you are getting, then you will check inside the Turnitin, because Turnitin is high cost. So some person you may having like this, they may have Turnitin, then you will check every time every part is not possible. That is the reason you will check by using the normal tools. Final paper is finalized, then only you will check inside. Okay, that is useful to you, because when you check for the plagiarism point of view, they may charge 1,000 rupees or 500 rupees for each time. Then every time you will pay that the amount. Instead of that, you may use normal tools also, but final paper point of view, you will use the Turnitin. But finally, they consider Turnitin only, because sir, I am having that the another tools. What I am showing here, it is having Pillbot is there. It is also having plagiarism tool. Is there one particular place? Plagiarism tool is also there, but yeah, plagiarism checker is up there. Now it will be check the plagiarisms also, but not 100% believe this one. Okay, these are the normal tools only. Yeah, authorship ethics. While writing the paper, then we follow the ethics. Just now I mentioned some person is writing the paper, same paper I am writing. That is called as plagiarism. So don't write like this. That is the first thing. Then safety or submissions. For example, I am the reviewer. Then the particular publisher believe me and send some person paper to me. I'm not copy the content for my paper because he believed me. For that purpose, I'm reviewing the entire paper, refer the entire paper, and giving that the suggestions according to the paper. Sir, no. But I am getting some content from that one, and I am writing that the new paper. No, it is not the correct way. That is called as the ethics. అర్థమైందండి. ఇప్పుడు ఎక్స్పర్సన్ నన్ను నమ్ముకొని నాకు పేపర్ ఇచ్చాడండి. ఎవరిని ఈ పేపర్ రెఫర్ చేసి దీంట్లో సజెషన్స్ ఇస్తే పేపర్ యాక్సెప్ట్ కాదో చెప్పాడు. ఎట్లాగ నాకు ఒక పేపర్ వచ్చిందని చెప్పేసి ఆ పేపర్ కంటెంట్ తీసుకొని ఆ మెథడాలజీను సో యూనిక్నెస్ ఏదో ఉంది కదండి అది తీసుకొని నేను ఒక పేపర్ రాసేసుకోవడం ఈజ్ ఇట్ కరెక్ట్? సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ఆల్వేస్ యూ ఫాలో దీస్ థింగ్స్. నో plagiarizing. And submissions, submit to only one journal, do not republish an article. ఏం చెప్తున్నా అండి? అఫ్కోర్స్ హియర్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ డినయింగ్ to publish means to upload n number of journals, there is no any problem because any one journal they may accept our paper, according to that you will publish that. But one paper upload to one journal, again this paper is little bit modified and upload to another journal. This is not the correct. Why? Because already you published it on journal, again you modify it, again publish it in another journal, is indicating duplicate paper. You sir, so that is not the correct ways. And already I clearly mentioned ethics, the humanized signed consent, data privacy, safety, animal and environmental safety. Because while you are writing the paper, you are considered these things. This is the reason always you are submitted copyright form. For the meaning of that, this paper is belongs to me. I am not copy from any other content or any other articles. And in that, I am not using any animal point of view, environmental point of view, any bad things I am not using. So many things are there. So we are submitted the copyright form is indicating the yes, 100%. I am the authorized person for my paper and I am using these things. So like this authorships, study design or data acquisitions, analysis, writing or revising, approval, accountability, everything is under my paper only. I am follow these ethics. I am not denying any ethics. Like this, here follow the things. Okay. Yeah. Why your paper is rejected? Why? Because poor novelty. There is no any new things. Already existing paper is there. Just you revised it and same paper you submitted, then automatically your paper is rejected. Or weak methodology. Yes, novelty is there, but you are using the weak methodology. Same SVM I am using. Same, always you are getting test the less accurate. Then what they use? Like this. Or formatting issues. Sometimes every publisher they are having their own formats. You are not follow. This is the majorly that papers are rejected. Next reminder like this, final reminder like this. The publisher every time they send the mail to us. Please format your paper according to this template. Font size is like this, or headings is like this. They are given like this, but we are not following. What is the paper you are writing? This is final. Don't think like this because our paper is according to their format. Because same thing like they are having one software tool, when they upload our paper to the software, then automatically the tool is checking every point. If not even small minor, then automatically your paper is rejected. So that is the reason we consider these things while upload the papers. Yes, publication success. One is quality and follow ethics, write properly and select appropriate journal, then automatically our papers are published. Okay. And nowadays, if you publish the papers or start your research, please consider these things. Generative AI, because these are the now emerging tools, technologies, explainable AI and adversarial robust. These are the new emerging trends. Now using everyone is generative AI, prompts. So that is the reason if you considered, because these are the new things, then our papers is fastly accepted. Finally, if you write any paper, that paper is a quality paper and write strongly and follow some ethics, 100% your paper is accepted, and that is excellent. Okay, right. Anything about this? Any queries? Because some tools are also there. I will show that same content, the plagiarism, and it will be revised and what the plagiarism is there. SCI or Web of Science. Previously, I have to show now. Or you may using. Find out చేయొచ్చు. Journal papers. Yeah, when you apply this one, then it is showing all Q1 papers only. These are the QR papers. Or published Q1 journal papers. Those who are having. ఉందా ఉంటే అప్పుడు చెక్ చేస్తా నాకు కాళ్ళు లేవు అందుకే మళ్ళీ అగైన్ యు ఆర్ చెకింగ్ దట్ దీంట్లో ఉండాలి టూల్లో టెక్స్ట్ గార్డెన్
direct Q1 Q2 PPT of the last references. In the last, ఇది Q1 Q2 ఎట్లా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ ఈ టైటిల్ ఉంది రెఫరెన్స్ ఆ టైటిల్ తీసుకోండి ఎస్సిఐ మాంగో అని ఒకటి సైట్ ఉంటుంది సార్ అంటే వాళ్ళకి తెలియాలండి అందులో జనరల్ నేమ్ టైప్ చేయాలి జనరల్ నేమ్ టైప్ చేస్తే అది ఒకటి చాలా మందికి తెలియదు నాకు దాకా తెలియదు
తెలుసు నేను చెక్ చేసేది అక్కడేగా yeah so our Scopus database we will check it. One is already clearly mentioned, use Scopus sources. So I clearly mentioned, you check that the journals Q1, Q2, Q3 like this. Then you are using the Scopus and click on the source. Then you are having different types of journals. So in that, you will select appropriate journal. Here Q1 I am selected like this. You select different quartiles. So appropriate journals are displayed. Another one is mostly you are using SCI Mago JR. So SCI journal ranking SJR. This is also very important for us because every journal which will be we'll check it as the impact factor, H index. Initially I mentioned check that the journal impact factors, H index, everything you'll check inside the SCI Mago journals only. So here you'll give yeah. For example, I'm given like this. Here directly you will type it as the journal name or ISS number. Both it is considered. Okay, anyone you are given, no problem. So for example, I am given like this. Is there or not? Yeah, this is the process, the one journal. Yeah, please observe. This is the SCI ranking score is 0.576, Q2 journal, and its index is 117. So in this journal, how many similarities are there? Means the journals which is especially, this journal is especially considered chemical engineering, bioengineering. Please observe the related subject categories. So in this, the similarities means same journals are uploaded or any other related journals also. So please observe here, in 2018 to till date it is having, here they are mentioned that the date. Yeah, please observe it is coverage 2013 to 2026. Please observe the coverage from starting from 2013 to 2026. For example, it is having like this 2020, assume like this, means it is discontinued journal. Understand? So you will check here the journal is continued or not. If the year is like, for example, 2025 is considered, it is now continued. 2023 is there, means 24, 25, 26. These 3 years it is discontinued. So while you select the journal, you will check that the coverage. And this ISN number is 2227. When you are given like this, the ISN number also, it is checking that one. And what are the similarities of the journals? Please observe. Previously, it is considered like Q3. Originally, what are the journal current quarter is Q2. Okay, but in 2018, bioengineering Q3 means you select the appropriate category. If selecting the bioengineering point of view, then this is considered like a Q3 journal, and other point of chemical engineering point of view, it is Q2 journal. Okay, Q2 journals. Now up to 2025, it is Q2 journals only. Okay, and similarities, please observe. International Journal of Chemical Engineering, 58% similarities. Means what the chemical engineering papers are there, that related papers are uploaded 58%. The remaining are the non-related. Means mislead, what you call as multidisciplinary papers which are uploaded here. So like this, we'll check that the similarity. Okay. So per year, how many papers are there? Please check that one. 2022. What you call as there? Yeah, documents. Cited documents. 2012 is also there previously. Yeah, 1.58 factor. Like international collaborations, 26. Cited documents are 75. Means in this journal, what the documents they were uploaded or they were published. In that 2015, 75 papers are cited. Please observe. So means if you are publish your paper in the journal, your paper may also cited by others. Understand? So like this, every year how many papers are cited means how many authors they were referred this journal. Simply we will easily identify and our papers are also upload. Okay, and this is అది రాట్లా అది అది కూడా చూపించాలి అది రావట్లేదు ప్రాబ్లం సార్ అన్ని కనిపించవు ఓన్లీ టూనే కనిపిస్తున్నాయి యాక్సెస్ అట్లే అసలు డైరెక్ట్ ఓపెన్ చేయట్లా వాళ్ళు యాక్సెస్ తీసేసి యాక్సెస్ మొత్తం తీసేసారు వాకౌట్స్ site is there. Yeah, you can use this one also. This is the tool. But cashier. One thing AI detector can. So many tools are there. You can use, no problem. Humanized 100%. AI 0. Because already this paper is published by me. Previously it is written. If you are same thing like you will copy from Google, then it is here, then it will be showing like this. Then later, if you are take that the premium, then it will be converted into the humanized paper and AI report is 0 and plagiarism is also 0. Like it will be converted, but some payments are there. Yeah, okay, any queries? Because we are having another session also. Okay, thank you. Yeah, today we continue one of other session taken by Mallikarjun Reddy sir. Madam Nara, introduce the charging అయిపోయింది.
He would like to deliver a section on enhancing world career competency through MS PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint.
Today we are going to learn about Microsoft Office PowerPoint. Basically, in our daily life, routine, in our work, we are using Microsoft applications, right? In this Microsoft application, the most powerful applications is three. One is the Word, Excel, and also PowerPoint. We are observing or not, I don't know. In our lecture schedule also, you mentioned the methodology. One column is methodology. What is that? How to teach to students with our own way. Either it is board or it is PowerPoint. We are simply mentioned it. Without knowing this PowerPoint, we can mention and we can deliver lectures every day. So, what is the beauty of this session? Anybody say? What is the beauty of in this session? Anybody? Any answers? Any answers? Last session. Okay. Any else? Any answers? If you observe last since 5 days, all spoke persons are delivering a lecture through a Microsoft PowerPoint only, right? And also we are exploring the features of Microsoft PowerPoint through the Microsoft PowerPoint application only. This is a beauty of in this session. Okay, right? If you see any slide, any presentation, basically it looks good. We got a impression from audience, right? Yes or no? We are mention any content without effects also, but it is not impressed the audience, right? Whenever we are using effective nature, it gives the more weightage to us, right? So in this session we are exploring all the features of the in the interface of PowerPoint, and then also we move to the exploring each and every options with by practicing, right? I will give some uh, shortcuts and some important tools only we are using this short time period, right? Please bear with me. We are moving with lecture. So if you observe this slide, this welcome slide, here we are simply mentioned a title, then we are clicking the next, it's giving the another object, right? By clicking how many times, it's give the that more animations, right? Here this is the interface of PowerPoint. Already we know the how to install the Microsoft Office, how to open. Okay, you are all are aware of that, because we are all are graduate, postgraduate, well qualified faculty members. Already it is proven, but we don't know some tools and features in that. What is the problem here? What is the problem here? Why we don't know all the features of in this application? It is lack of practice only, not anything more. If you practice every day, we can easily identify what is the tool is there, how to use it, how to where we can use. Okay, so we can observe this one. In this application, some areas is there. For suppose this area we called as a ribbon. I will give a basic some terminologies. Why? Because without knowing the terminology, we cannot find anywhere. Somebody says the something, the option is here only, here. To navigate purpose, we can learn the some basics. So in this area we called as a ribbon. In this ribbon, the collection of tabs is there. Tab is home, insert, draw, design, transition, animation. Some tabs are there. In these tabs, every tab having some group of options is available. In the home tab, it consists of a some group. First group is clipboard, next is a slides and font and paragraph and add-ons. Right? This slide, this area we called as a slide area. Whatever the major content we are mentioned in this slide area, whatever the slides is available in the thumbnail area, we called this area we called as a thumbnail area. Okay, here this area we called as a status area. In this status area, we collection of some information like slide, language, and reading mode, and zoom options, zoom out options, and some nodes like that. Right? Here, if you observe here, this is a quick access toolbar. Whatever the daily usage tools is there, we can add here. If you open the PowerPoint, then only you click a new, or some of open outside folders, outside documents, outside presentations, we can access by using open. We can save these options, we can add in the quick access toolbar. Right? Here, this is the name, slide name or presentation name, title bar, that is called title bar. Right? The summarization of this one, the collection of tools we called as a, what we called, the collection of tools, what we called, group. Right? The collection of groups we called as a tabs. Okay, the collection of tabs we called as a ribbon. Right? Understood? Then moving into our topic, already you aware of these are the tools. If you zoom, for zooming purpose, we can click here plus button, like this. If you want to present this presentation, simply click on this icon. This is the slideshow option. If you click hit, it will be in presentation mode. If you want to exit from this presentation mode, we simply click it escape button. Right? If you want any notes you want, you can add here. In the presentation mode, it will be visible to the spokesperson only, not visible to the audience. It is give some suggestions during the lecture, right? This one. And coming to these options, we can comment any of the line. We can view it reading mode. Reading mode. If you you want any tool, you want to know that name, you can simply mention the cursor on that tool. It gives the information of that tool. The name of this tool is slide short. If you click this slide shorter, the visible all the whole slides are visible in one area. Okay. The next thing, we move to each and every tool. Here the groups is not available here. What we do now, I want to know what tab have, what are the tools. That purpose, we click on that tool option. You just double click on that tab. Okay, I want double tap on home. It visible the ribbon area. What are the groups, whatever the tools are there in home, we double click. We simply double click on that, it will be collapses, right? In the first area, what is the copy, what is the cut? You know very well. Copy the image, copy the text anywhere. What is the use of clipboard? What is the use of the clipboard? It is some difference is there from the copy. You just click on, hold on any text, select a text. Okay, I just click on copy. I want to paste here. I want to copy again one more word. Copy. Here I want to paste. It pasted the last word of the copied one. But the usage of the clipboard is, we can copy multiple text or multiple objects. Okay, multiple objects. In the multiple objects, in the sense of it is have some range. In the 24 objects or 24 slides, we can add it here. If you click on this icon, it gives the some clipboard area. In this area, whatever the fields, whatever the text, if you want copy this image, copy it will be added in the clipboard area. Okay, I want to copy another text. It will be added in the queue. If you observe here, if you copied any object, any image or anything, it will be display the item collected 4 of 24 in the clipboard area. The maximum range, maximum is 24, it will be copied. Okay, after 24 items, it will be overcome the previous one. Okay, take the over place of the previous one. Okay, this is the clipboard. And we know layout, from any time you want to add any slide anywhere. I want to slide here, we can simply click on this area, it's showing one line. We can simply click and right click or click here new slide. In the new slide area, we have multiple options is available. With title only, without title, blank page is available. Title with content area, and title slide to content. For suppose we want to create any slide with differences, we can click simply take a to content area. Content with captions, defaultly they given some options. What is the use of this section? Section means, for suppose I want multiple types of information I want to give in the presentation. That time it is very useful. If you observe here, this is the welcome section. In the welcome section, it is containing 4 slides only. The information about the welcome section, it will be containing in the this section, right? It is about another section. Likewise, here we can click the drop button, they give some option. We can add section, rename the section, and also remove the all sections, collapse also. If you click the collapse all means, it will be visible in the section wise. We can simply navigate with last section of the PowerPoint, right? We have multiple number of thousands, hundreds of slides. If you are created, simply we can navigate by using this section only, right? Then come to the, already we are aware of that these tools do in the Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel also. Same only here also, but here we are presenting the content only. By using Word, we can, by using Word, what we do? We can dump the data. We can dump the data in the Word, in the Excel. But here it is a presentation viewer. Whatever the data. For suppose I want to add a file or Word or Excel file in this presentation also. I want to create a new slide. In this slide, the default gives the click add title and with text. Here 6 more options is available. What is that? Insert image, convert into clip art, convert into clip art, insert a charts, insert a table, insert a video also. By default they given. If you want create a table here, I want simply click and it gives the pop-up as a insert table pop-up. It's give number of columns you want, number of rows. I want 5 number of columns, 5 number of rows. Then click. It automatically generate a table of this one. Okay. I want to insert a chart. This feature is available in Excel, Word also, but most of the time we are using in the presentation only. The summarization of the data we are mentioning in the presentations only, not give the whole entire data, whole entire table of information content. It is not possible to give the. For suppose in our college, how many students are there in the CSE department? How many students of the in the ECE, in the data science, like that? We can just mention the graphic format. It gives the chart about the information in the table Excel format. we can simple rename the items. I want first year students data, first year, second year, third year, like branch wise. First CSE, ECE, data science, AA, ML, 200, 240, 230. By best practice, we can use mouse. Wherever some points we can click easily by using the mouse only. Okay, right? It will be automatically generated the graph. Okay, in this graph we can add the labels. It indicates branch wise, and it gives the first year students as a blue color. I want to that number I want here. That time we add the labels, we called as labels. That the purpose. They given some options here. In the, if you see, chart elements is there. You click on the chart, then click on the plus button. They give chart elements. Likewise, access titles, chart titles, data labels, data table, error bars, likewise is there. If you observe here, if I uncheck the axis, the axis, x-axis, y-axis is removed. If check it here, the x-axis, y-axis is visible. Then the chart title is there here. We uncheck it, we can collapse that. By using data labels, we can give the information on about the chart labels, right? Data table, they create a table for this information like this. Okay, error bar, grid lines, these are the background grid lines. What is the target is indicate with grid lines easily. Legends, legend means these are the legends. These colors indicates as a legends, right? We observe it. Treadmill, how to it navigates, how to it the way target levels, the first year. Okay, like this we can simply rename the chart details, and also legendaries, and also the data labels, whatever they mean. If you want to increase this size, you can particularly we click on that area, just go to the home tab, we can increase the size of that labels wherever you want. Here I want to increase this size, you can simply go and home area, you can. Okay, likewise we can change the type of the chart also by using some options. If you click the chart, here we observe that chart design and format. Click on the chart design, it gives the predefined charts available here. Okay, if you want to edit any data, here we edit by using Excel, right? We want change the type of the chart. I want to convert into the bar graph to pie chart. That time it is here, pie chart is option is there. 2D, 3D options is available. We can simply click OK. It automatically converted bar graph to the pie chart. Okay. Then in the writing already the R&D department R&D coordinator sir told how to write paper, how to. In this area we are sometimes we are adding the equations, some formulas. That time we are justly crop the any images and pasted over here. But no need to do like this. We can simply write any equation here only. In a MS Excel, PowerPoint and Word also is available. That is, we are navigating it insert. In the insert, the equation tool is available in that group, symbols group. We can simply click on that drop down button. They given some predefined formulas here. Predefined. If you want to write any new formula, we can simply click on the insert new equation. Insert. It is very useful tool to writing any equations in our paper writing also. It is very useful, that one. Just we click, we can write by using our own writing also. We can write here. I want to write a fraction. Just fraction it. How to add it? See here, the fraction is 2. I want to write 2 by 3. 2 by 3. Click on that first box, then write 2. Click on next 3. You can write 2 by 3. By using ink equation, one option is there. Directly you can write. For suppose some complex equations is there, that time no need to bother about. We can just simply, for suppose tan theta equal to sin theta by cos theta. Okay, we can erase. It is showing 0. So that time we can simply remove that item. We can rewrite. Just insert it. That time we can go to symbols. Symbols. We have number of symbols is over here. We can find the theta. Okay. Next. In our presentation, we observe some dates, date, what are the title of the presentation, and page numbers. We observe it. How to insert that content in our presentation? We justly move, click on the insert. Here, some options is there in the text area. In the text group, this is the we are adding current date. This option, just we click here. There is 2 slides. One is a slide, one is a notes and handouts. in the slide area, this is the slide area already. We know that in this slide area I want to add date and time with format also. Okay, if you click apply to all, it means apply to all the slides. If you apply only apply, we can visible in the current slide only. Okay, there is no current date and okay. I want apply slide number also, footer also, footer, the title, MS PowerPoint. This is a fixed, the left side only date and time will be visible. It is a fixed area, not to change to another area. This is the title of the PowerPoint, this is a page number, like this. How to convert this presentation into the PDF and also convert into video also by using the option here, file option, file tab is there. We click file, they given one option export. We click on export, we can simply change the PDF, whatever the slides in our presentation, we can change the document type also, convert into PDF, converted, create into video also. If you add any animations, it will be automatically converted into video format, right? Next important one is a hyperlink. Hyperlink, sometimes I want to insert some data, a huge amount of data, one file. Directly we can click on the presentation view, it will be navigate into that another file. How it is work out, click, see here. For suppose I want to see a movie, I don't put in the whole movie format here only, just I want for movie, click. It is only applicable while presenting mode only. Okay, if I want to click that navigation, just simply click on control button, then you can see a cursor, right? You can click here, it navigate into that wherever the file is there, it automatically. I want to navigate with other files, not only other files, we can navigate within the file also. If I want information about the CSE, I have a one slide in the whole slides, just click on the CSE, it navigate into the that particular slide. I have a one slide in the this one. How to insert this feature in our presentation? Simply go insert option, it is visible on the link. Before click it is visible, we want to select the data, whatever the data. For suppose I want to insert on text, not only text, you can use any object also. I want to insert a picture by using this insert tab, click on pictures, then it visible two options, the picture is in this device or from online. I going to online pictures. Okay, whatever the picture you want, I want to line, just simple, it will be insert one. We can resize it by dragging these points. Click on that point and resize it. I want to design this picture different types by using the design tab. Click or select any object, going to design part. uh, we can shape it by using shape effects. We can shape effects. Simply select that object, click on right click. There will also one option is there, hyperlink. Hyperlink, click hyperlink. It shows, it pops the one window. In this window we observe we have a three types of options we have. First one, existing file or web page. Directly we clicking on that image, it redirected into web also. Whatever the information in the internet also, we just take an URL and paste it in the address area. If you have any document related that image, we can just browse the location. That if we have any information of this in this area, in these slides, we can click on the place in this documentation. We have showing number of slides. We click on slide. It shows the that information of that area. Okay, once we see the presentation of sample document, if you want to present, we have a one tab is slideshow option. From slideshow we have another icon here. If you click here, automatically it present from the starting onwards, but I want to present here onwards. That time we have a tab is slideshow. It shows the some groups. In that group we are presenting our presentation from beginning or from current slide, from slideshow. I want to present here onwards, I click from right. Next, record. We can record our audio also. During presentation we can insert audio, voice over and video. I want to take any external screenshot. That time we can just click on the screen screenshot, whatever the active windows is available in our computer, it will be visible. That window is visible. Just click on that, it automatically inserted on that. Okay. If you select any image, it shows the some options, picture formats. I want to send this image into background. Just click on send it to send back, send backward. What is the difference? Send back and send backward. Send back means one frame it's back to one frame. Send backward means it entirely with that background. Okay. We have some tools is there, picture styles, that we can change easily. Right. Next, review. We want to add any comments over here, we can just click new comment, we can write it. We can translate also any data you want translate. If you want to translate this information, justly select, go to the translate, insert it, automatically it convert into our choosing language. Okay. If any spellings mistakes is there, we can just select it and click on the spellings, it automatically showing the any, if any spelling mistakes is there. Not anything is not there. Some approaches, it indicates one ignore symbol in red mark. If it shows a red mark, it is inappropriate spelling. If it indicates green line, something is missing. Okay. It shows the letter approach is correct word, it shows the correct word of. Okay. It find automatically what is the meaning of that approach also, it will be show. Okay. What is the meaning of that approach, method, loom, contact, the synonyms, right? Okay. Next, view. If you want to add rurals, rules, ruler or grid lines on that area, you can just identify, find the show button, click, we can rearrange the our text. Okay. This is a normal view, outline view. What is the details, what is the outlines of any details is there, it will be show. Slide shorter, already we observe here, slide shorter, all slides are visible in one area, right? Just I want to present this presentation, then only we move to design part and also animation part. It is easy to identify the animations. Then we click, 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 observe it, the animations. It's displaced line by line, that is the animation. I am not applying any animation here, so it's simply visible. We can create also this type of animations over the PowerPoint. That is a CMRTC clubs information. Next, what are the courses, what are about? We can make a practice on this slide. All you have laptops, please open it. Sir? Case, yeah. If any information in our slide, we can change the type data also. Simply go to home button. Without selecting any text, it not visible the options. If you are clicking any object or text, it will be visible the. Here you can select the data, then go to decrease size, increase size. Here the option is there. We can switch in Excel also, sir. Excel is not available, I think. Word is there. In a Word document we have. Excel is not possible, I think. Yes. In the Word document, this feature is available. PowerPoint also available, but in Excel, it not work out. We can simply toggle lines uppercase, change the case letters also. Here, the beauty of the clipboard is not only use this feature in the Excel, in the PowerPoint, not only PowerPoint, we can copy from the Excel and Word also. For suppose I want to copy any data from the Word, justly I want to paste over here. See here, I want to open Word document. In this Word document, I want this logo, just a simple, and I copied here. I move into presentation. Here we can visible that item from the Word document. One by one, sir. By clicking any object, we can paste it automatically. Here I click this one. We can number of times we can. Okay. By at a time, we are not selecting at a time, sir. One by one we can. This is a advantage of clipboard, right? If you want to practice this animation you can want to huh? Okay. And one more thing, what is the problem is here? What is the problem is here? Why you don't know the features of this lack of practice? For that, what is the solution for that? We can practice. The sentence is there. One sentence is there. Practice makes men's not perfect improved. No one in the world, no one is the perfect. So we can improve by using the practice. I will give a sample of that one. Water, that only. At the stage I am drawing any art. This is my art at the beginning of the drawing. Then only will practice. It will be converted this type by making only practice.
Offline session will be having a validity. So please assemble by 1:45. Please. Director sir, will come by 1:45. So please try to come before 5 minutes. We have 1 hour lunch break. More than 1 hour. So please. Okay. 1:45 director sir will be coming. It's your wish. Okay.